Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development, so we can take control of our life. Let's go, and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplins. I'm LJ with my lovely wife, Lady Siza. How you feeling today, honey? And how you feel about the podcast for today?
Thank you, baby. I am actually so excited, so grateful to each and every one of you who tuned in on last Friday, on Thanksgiving, on Black Friday, after Thanksgiving and just going through the whole Black Friday situation, but you still tuned in. We're so grateful to each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed our first episode. It was just only an introduction of us, just letting you know what we're going to be giving to you throughout this new journey, and also how we're just going to be serving you guys in terms of, you know, the content that we want to bring on to you. But more than anything, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the subscribers.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody that pressed the notification bell. If you haven't and you subscribe, please press the notification bell so that, you know, every time we have an episode, because we'll also be vlogging, you know, it won't just be formal episodes like this when you're in the studio, but we'll also be vlogging. So which means you'll be, you know, whatever that we're up to, if we think it's exciting, we'll actually take you along with us so that you get to see the city with us, you get to see whatever that we get up to. But also, we just want to thank you for all the comments and the likes. They go a mighty long way. So thank you. Keep on keeping on. It helps the channel as we're just getting started, and every like and every comment matters. So baby, that's all I could say, really. I'm excited for this episode because we have something very exciting that we're going to be talking about on our very first episode. I mean, it's like our first, because last time it was the intro. So, baby, what is it? What are we talking about this week?
Yes. Now we want to head to our first topic, which we want to talk about what's good in the hood. This is our first topic, our very first night. Now, we're not going to do what's good in the hood all the times, but whenever we have a current event that we can share, that we can relate, that we feel in our hearts during that week, that we discussed on the podcast. And today, what's good in the hood is this Ahmaud Arbery case. We seen that the three gentlemen that killed that was involved with the killing of...
I don't even know if they're gentlemen, but go on.
Okay. Yeah, what the three fellas that was involved with the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. So I'd like to allow my wife to speak on this subject and see how she feel about the case and about the situation.
Well, for one, I'm not a person who watches the news anymore. I try to shy away from mainstream news because it's just not good for your mindset, especially while I'm working on my mindset and while I'm out there telling people to protect their environment and what goes into their minds. But something like this, you could not really shy away from not hearing about on the news and just listening to people, you know, talk about it. And it was such big news. I think it came out last week, and these three fellas, as my husband puts it, because they are not gentlemen, the way they treated this young man, you know, they really treated this young black man as an animal. They hunted him down literally while he was just minding his own business, walking down a road that was supposedly where he is not supposed to be, in a country that we call free. Now, my take with this case is, I believe these white men, even if they were not white, but for the act of crime that they committed, they deserve to be in jail.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not the judge, God is, but when you do such a crime, such a pitiful crime, jail is where you belong. Well, I mean, for one, I could talk from the side of being South African and having grown up in an apartheid situation where we, in our own country, as a black people, I mean, Africa is for black people, not for, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's not trying to be racial or anything, or racist or anything, but, Africa, that it's majority African people or black people. And having grown up in the situation of apartheid and how the white people treated us in our own continent, in our own country, was not the greatest of experience growing up. And I always have this thing when it comes to race, because I know how it feels not to be treated human. I remember growing up where we were not allowed to go to certain beaches. I didn't understand as a child, but I would ask my mom or my grandmother, why are we not going to that beach? And she would have to try and explain it to me in a way that I would understand as a child. Why not? So this case, going back to this case, being in America, where we know it's a country of the free, and having areas where black people are not welcome to walk freely on the roads and seen as a crime about to happen, literally, because that's what they thought, that, we were protecting our property. From what? So I believe they belong in jail. We don't really know what the verdict is going to be, of course, because for now, we just know that they were proven guilty. And we thank God that the family will find some closure to finally know that these people will be in prison. We don't know how long. We'll keep you posted on this case as time goes on. But I just want to pose it back to my husband. As a black man in America, we know what's happening in this country. We know. And please hear me out. I'm not looking at America and labeling it bad. Every country has its own thing, right? Like I mentioned with South Africa, we had apartheid. Now, in the United States, we know that black men
have a hard, you can be honest.
Okay, let me be, let me be honest.
We have a harder than any other race.
Right,
yes.
Just talk on that, baby. Especially with having seen this case and having seen this young black boy being killed for, like, it was a senseless crime. How does that make you feel as a black man, and with everything that's been happening?
How do it make me feel? It do make me feel a little relief that they was guilty. They were tried guilty. Yeah. But the sad part is that we did lose another a black man due to a crime that didn't have to happen.
Right.
But I think justice would not be served unless they get life in prison for the crimes. Because you gotta make them an example, because people just feel like they just kill any black people when they feel like it. They can just shoot us and get away with murder. So to be able to stop it, you got to make these people as an example and put them away for life, so that if they see, okay, you kill a black man just for jogging down a block, a black human, just for jogging down a block or walking down the street. Trayvon Martin, just for walking down the street or being in the car, and you start pulling these people away for life, then they would think twice before they kill the next black man. So I think these people gonna have to start being made example, so that the next time they think twice of killing a black man just for walking down the block or just for jogging in his own neighborhood. So yeah, so I think that's when it was great, and I think justice will be served if they do life in prison, where they never come out. Life without parole. Yeah.
So we'll keep you posted on how that goes. Because like my husband said, we're just going to be touching on some current affairs that have touched our hearts, and probably most people who are watching us and just wanting to hear what our views are on that. So that was one segment that we've covered.
Yes.
So today, what are we talking about?
Well, I do want to bring up, and I just thought about this, I do want to touch on, because we talked about the Black Friday last week.
Oh yeah, yes. And we promised to come back with some information. Okay.
Yeah, so Black Friday, we still in that Black Friday, Thanksgiving, more holiday season, where there's sales. And we did look up where Black Friday originated from. Now, I looked it up about on the business side because I am a business major. I am a business person, entrepreneur. So I looked up on the business side and to understand where the Black Friday, I wanted to get a better understanding so I can bring it to you more clearer. Now, Black Friday was originated in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yes, in Philadelphia in the 1920s. And the reason why, and what happened was that it was a game in Philadelphia, and a lot of people...
what, a football game?
Yeah, Navy.
Okay.
They said it was a game. And so that was the one day between Thanksgiving and that Sunday. And so it was a lot of people that were crowded the cities. And what happened was the retailers, the local retailers in the area, you know, that was the one day they wanted to capitalize on all the people that was in the area.
But just in Philly?
Yeah, it was just in Philly. Okay. In Philly in the 1920s. Just in Philly in the 1920s. And so they wanted to capitalize. The retailers and the local retailers in the area want to capitalize of all the people, all the tourists that was in the area for this Navy game. And the reason why they coined it the Black Friday, because the police officers, that was the one day that they felt like they was, you know, due to all the overtimes, they felt misery. You know, they felt in misery. They felt terrible. They felt terrible because of this day, because of this week.
So it was due to an emotional how they felt.
Yes, how they felt, and that's why they coined it Black Friday, because of the police officers of how they experienced the emotions of the traffic that was happening, of dealing with all the headache and the terrible
So your definition is not as terrible as the one that I found.
Yes.
And mine is, you know, back in the 1900s, the day before the day actually after Thanksgiving, black people were sold as slaves. They had like a huge market where they were selling black people, and hence it was called Black Friday, because black people were being sold as slaves. But let's leave it down there. We did our little research, and I hope you appreciated that.
Yes, yes.
But we actually want to jump into our topic for this week,
yes. which is yes, we want to talk about relationships.
Yeah.
You know, we want to.
But what in particular?
Yes. Online dating.
Yeah.
Yes. Online dating.
Don't try and copy my tactics.
Yeah, you know. Hey, we were thinking the same thing. They say great minds thinking alike. Yeah, but we want to talk about online dating. We want to talk about maybe a little bit about our relationship a little bit. So, you know, I'm allowing you to speak in this situation a little bit and
well, I mean, I think this topic came about because we're still in the phase of introducing ourselves to our audience, and it came about in people just really being very curious on how two people from two backgrounds, two continents, two countries met.
Yes.
And I often get asked this question: how did you meet your husband? And I'm really not ashamed to say I swiped left, you know, and the fact that I swipe left does not mean that we were on Tinder, by the way. We were not on Tinder, but we did swipe left. So today, actually, we're just going to touch on a bit of online dating, the pros and cons, how we actually met. Maybe we'll start off there, how we actually met, and how many attempts it took for him to find me and me to find him, or to find each other, or whatever. The Bible says when a man finds a woman. So I guess I was found, right?
Yes, you was found.
But I was there marketing myself too, hey? In Zulu, we say, which means in English, how will you find it? This is direct translation, by the way.
Hold on. Say that again, please. Okay.
Translated directly.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That just sounds sexy for me.
Right?
That just sounds. I'm sorry. That's. Oh, I got a moment. It was a moment right there.
Okay, so behave now. Well, loosely translated or directly translated as, how would you find it? You know, in a corner. No, that's actually not even right. It's so hard to directly translate Zulu into English. But how can you find it when you're not doing anything about the situation, basically? Okay. So in a nutshell, what we're trying to say is that how we ended up being together and how we met and how and then we just want to bring to your awareness how this online dating thing is, and if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Mm-hmm. So, baby, you want to take it ahead, go ahead and tell us
how we met?
Yeah, how your experience was. Because I think there's usually one story, but because it's two people, there's going to be two sides of the story, right? So let's hear your side of the story.
Well, yes, how we met. For one, I did date, talk to a few people before I
did?
Yeah, I did.
How many?
Two. About 2, 3, that's all. Before I met you.
Oh, before you met me.
Before I met you. Before I met you.
Some of these things I'll hear for the first time as well. So I'm hearing them for the first time along with you. So bear with me.
So yeah, so that was but it took time because like you said, you get to know people, you're talking to people. So yeah, it took some time to find you. And actually,
took some time after 2 attempts. So in the whole year, you didn't find anybody.
I didn't find. Yeah, I talked to one person.
Okay. So the whole year?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it worked out. And then I went off for Christmas.
So when you say talking, because talking to people who are watching who are from South Africa, we're thinking like you're just talking randomly, like siyakhuluma.
Okay. Then
so what do you mean by talking in because what we're trying to do as well in this podcast is that we are trying to merge the two countries, the differences as well, and how when you say talking, I really got confused when I heard this term for the first time. Like, I talk to so many people. What do you mean talking? They have a different version of what talking is. So just touch on that a little bit, please.
Yes, we were just.
What does talking mean when you're talking to somebody? What does that mean? Because for me, it's just.
Well, we was getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we was getting to know each other.
Is it dating?
Yes, we was dating.
Okay.
So I was dating someone a year before on that I met. I was dating, I'm talking to her, so that we could get to know each other. And so that didn't work out. And so around October, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me and said, go back on there again.
Okay, so the Spirit of the Lord spoke to you.
Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord. I'm using the Spirit of the Lord this time. So the Spirit of the Lord told me to try.
Are you using him or is it for real?
It's for real.
It's a true story.
Yeah, it's true story. The Spirit of the Lord, it touched my heart. It let me know to go back on try.
So was it an audible voice or what was it? Like, how did that come about?
Well, it was no audible voice. I just sensed in my spirit.
Oh, okay.
I sensed my spirit to try again.
I just wanted clarity.
Yes, that's all good. So I just sensed in my spirit to try it again. And so this time when I tried again, I still was talking to maybe two people, three people.
So you were dating 2 and 3
No,
people
I was talking to
Chaplin, please, LJ, let us understand what does talking mean.
I was communicating to 2, but
what does talking entail?
Just talking, getting to know someone. That's
on dates or
online.
Via the app or
on the app, yeah, on the app.
Right.
So
at this point, you have not exchanged numbers or anything?
No, we haven't changed numbers. Okay. I haven't changed numbers. I was just talking to a couple of people, and then I met you, and then I found.
So when I came in, everybody got kicked out.
I found you, and so when I found you, I was still talking to somebody else at the same time.
Okay.
Yes, and so when I was talking to you, and I was talking to somebody else. And so I knew...
I'm going to love this podcast too, because a lot of things are going to come out.
So I knew I had to, as a Christian man, I knew I had to pick one. If I'm going to be serious with someone, I knew I had to decide on one. And it was tough because it was, at that time, it was real hard. I'm like, yeah, it was hard because I was talking to both people. I'm like, man, and I even brought into the job. I'm like, man, I'm interested in 2 females, and I gotta choose one. That's the hard part.
How long did you come to both
That's
of them at the same
the
time?
hard part about online dating.
Okay, so that would be a con.
Especially you know when you're saying that's the tough part because you know you got to only
because you enjoyed both eating.
No, yeah, I enjoyed both conversations. So, but I knew I had to choose one.
Right.
But it was eliminated. One was eliminated. I didn't really have to choose. It just happened, and so that one was eliminated for me. And so I was left with my lovely wife.
So I just want to piggyback on that. I'm sure most of you are curious. How was the other lady eliminated? What stood out in Lady Siza that made you think that she might be the one versus the other lady?
She because again, I'm the type of people I'm looking for. Someone that's was the same ambitious that I was.
So the other lady didn't have the same ambition?
Yes, she did. She had the same ambition. She was educated. These are some of the qualities that I was looking for. Someone that was ambitious, someone that was educated, someone that liked to travel. So these some of the
that sounds like me. What it made her
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Both of you. But the thing, what eliminated her because she was also part of her family church, and she lived in Florida.
Oh.
So she was in Florida. She was part of the family church, and so she couldn't leave her family because they were still building the church.
So I wasn't actually a first choice. Okay.
Why?
Because if she was local, you might have chosen her versus me.
No, because it was tough. That's what I'm saying. It was tough. No, I didn't know which one to choose. It was tough. I'm like, because I liked you and I liked her, and I'm the type of person. Anyone that know me, I'm the type of person. If I like you and I feel it's tough for me to choose. So I'm glad because it would have been hard for me. Yeah. Because I would have never did that to you, and it was hard for.
But were you happy with your final choice?
Yes, I was very happy with the final choice because you was like you fit or you check all the boxes for me. She checked all the boxes and you checked all the boxes. So I'm like,
so nothing was missing from her and nothing was missing from me. But the only difference was that I was local because I was in
she was more local. Yes,
and you were, and she was.
You was in Connecticut, baby.
Oh, I was in Connecticut at the time, which is very close to
Jersey. Very close.
And
she was in Florida.
She was in Florida, which is quite a long way.
A long way, yes.
So that's your side of the story. Thank you for sharing. And I heard a few things that I was hearing for the first time. So yeah, with my side of the story, he was actually the second person that I started.
See, I'm not gonna get on.
Yeah, he was the second person that I had started talking to. The first one, actually, what had happened is he was a guy from Africa. Not sure which part of Africa, but he was an African guy, and I thought, okay, I got somebody from Africa. But this guy lived in Washington State, which is like 6 hours flying. Right?
About that.
And
West Coast.
I was willing to move to Washington State for this dude. Up until I started unpacking some stuff in my closets or in my skeletons, right? Which one mainly was that I don't have any hair. I have alopecia. And when I told this guy...
Before you go on, let them know, what is alopecia? So
alopecia, for those who don't know, is an autoimmune condition. Thank you, baby, for that, actually. Yes. Some people will be like, hello, what? Like how I said when the doctor told me. But it's an autoimmune condition that actually rejects your hair. Every time your hair starts coming out, it rejects your hair. So underneath this beautiful wig and hat, there's no hair. And some sessions, actually, you'll see me without the wig and without the hats. I'm actually wearing the hats and wigs right now because it's cold. This is New Jersey. It's cold. It's almost winter time. And I'm just not going to, suffer because I'm trying to prove a point that I am an alopecia advocate. No way. But yeah, so I have that condition. I've been living with it for over 10 years where I lost my hair when I turned 30 with no explanation. Doctors don't know what causes it yet. Still being researched. But hey, this is what I had to come to appreciate that I have it and it's my new norm, and whoever wants to marry me or date me must actually accept this, because I was not willing to be wearing a wig forever and ever. Amen. I wanted to be free with the person that I met, and I wanted to be able to just be me and just walk around with my bald head, or and not worry about being judged or having to hide. So going back to the alopecia situation, so one of the things that I always tell people, even now with the support group that I have on alopecia, is that please make sure that you tell the person that you want to date as soon as possible, because you don't want to be emotionally invested in the relationship only to find the person rejecting you just because you don't have any hair. By the way, we are beautiful with or without hair. We are still the same people. It's just that we don't have hair, and it's not our fault. We didn't ask for this condition. It just happens to choose us. So when I told this gentleman that, well, I won't say gentleman, then when I told this dude that I had alopecia, he was like, what is that? I said, well, please go ahead and research it, because I really would like for you to understand if you're going to date me, or if you're going to date, or if you're going to be with me, that this is what you're going to be facing with me. And I guess he researched, and he never came back. So
his loss. My gain.
Thank God, right?
Yes, his loss.
And I'm glad that it was his loss, because I gained this wonderful man thereafter. But having said that, I mean, it really crushed my self-esteem. I won't lie. It really, really did. And I took a step back for, I think, a month or two. I think about 2 months. And I'm like, maybe this thing is not for me. Maybe I'm not meant to find somebody who will love me the way I am. Because I hadn't been dating for about 7 years before that. I just shut down on dating. I just didn't want to date because I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel anybody was going to love me the way I looked. And besides alopecia, I had a condition called hyperpigmentation. There's another big word for it, which I choose not to use, where my whole face, neck, and arms became pitch black, like literally. And so a person who was going to date me at the time had to just adjust to dating somebody who had too colored skin, because my neck downwards, I was my complexion that you see now, and neck upwards, and my arms, I was a completely different, complexion. And if you want to know what I did, we can talk about that on another episode.
Yes.
So let us know if you want to know what I did to get back my complexion, because I'm so grateful that I'm back to my complexion. And so not to make the story long, but it was his loss. And then I met this wonderful young man who, first of all, this is part of the pros and cons that we're going to be talking about before we actually close, is that this gentleman had an ancient profile picture on his bio, or on his profile, whatever it's called. And I'm really not sure what drew me to him, besides the fact that he was just such a sweetheart. He was such a gentleman. Even when we started exchanging numbers and speaking on the phone, and when we even were typing things, he was typing the right stuff, and he was just saying the right things. And I guess I was smitten by that, and I overlooked the fact that, why is the picture so old? I wonder how old this guy is. He says it's this age, but I wonder, because sometimes they lie, and that's another con, because people can lie on online sites. So be very, very, very vigilant, and be very careful. So baby, what tips can you give people who are looking to date online? Because the honest truth is, nowadays, online dating is the in thing. And in fact, in this country, it's the only thing. It's the only. No, it's not the only thing, but it's 95% of the time, people will not approach you on the streets. And let me just say this little joke. Okay. I came here to study. I was in college, a very high prestige college, a private college, Catholic and everything. And I would dress up and look the part, thinking that I'll find somebody. Because although my intention was not to marry in the United States, but it was also, you want to, try. No, not really, but just try and explore while being a student, because you've got that time off when you're not at school to take your time off things. And so I was really dressing to impress, when I was going to class and everything, and I was doing a very, as high esteem, major, like I was starting to be a diplomat, so I was dressing the part. And most of my classmates were actually, because they're formal and everything. But besides the point, I thought that I was going to get somebody through that. Not one person stopped me. through the entire time me being in college, not one person. And so I was very surprised. I mean, although I had the hyperpigmentation issue, I used to wear my wigs all the time, so nobody knew I did not have hair underneath. My thing was, I guess I'm not their type. And I got broken. Like, then somebody said, no, actually, this is America. It's not Africa, where they stop you on the road and ask you out. No, you got to go online and go, you got to market yourself. And that's how I came about. Just let me try this online dating thing and test it out and see what happens. And voila, I got lucky. You know, and I got this dude.
You got blessed.
Well, because I'm a Christian, I got blessed. There's no luck in Christianity. I got blessed, and I got this dude next to me. So, baby, with you, what advice would you give to people who want to do online dating?
What advice? One, clear pictures. Recent pictures. Don't do what I've done. And see, I was that type of individual. I didn't really take pictures. So that was until my wife.
You met me.
Yeah, until I met her.
Now he has thousands.
Now I had thousands of photos. My phone is full of photos.
Yeah.
It's
thousands.
Too full. Over 5,000.
Yeah.
Over 5,000 photos in my phone.
Yeah.
So I was the individual. I didn't really take pictures. So I didn't have that many pictures. But my advice, upload recent photos.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that people could know it is you.
Yeah. You're current you.
You're current you. Another thing.
So would you advise somebody with alopecia to put up a picture where they bald, or would you advise them to go with a picture with the wig?
No, be you. Show you. If you got.
If you're comfortable with it at that time.
Yes, if you come.
Because remember, I wasn't comfortable with being without a wig at that time.
Yes, you wasn't comfortable. But if you are comfortable, yeah, show your boy head. Let them know. But even though sometimes you can have a boy head, don't mean you have alopecia, because the person can think, oh, she's just rocking a hairstyle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, be you, be authentic.
Yeah.
While you're dating, don't hide anything, because you want to be upfront in the beginning, so that there's no hidden agendas when you get married. You don't want to buy. You don't want to buy for love. You want everything. I didn't buy my wife, and she didn't buy me. That's why we love each other right now. That's why because we marry for the qualities of each other. Not for money, but for the
for the green card.
Not for the green card.
Our next segment, our next session will be about the green card.
Oh, you telling me? This is something I don't know. This is something new.
Yeah. Since I'm thinking it could be the right thing to do, because we're just talking about dating. So let's talk about that. Because it's an elephant in the room. Okay. You know, some people want to know: did you marry for the green card? Well, you're gonna find out next week. Tune in and find out if I married for the green card or not. Tune in. Because that's another big issue with online dating, or just dating in general. When somebody who's foreign dating an American, it's a big deal. So we're gonna cover that next week.
Yes. So, but definitely these some of the tips I'll tell. Have this current thing, and just be open about everything. Be open. Just tell people who you are, you know, what you like, what you want, you know, and as you be honest with them and they be honest with you, then you know you'll find someone, because you want to know from the beginning. Yeah. So that you know, okay, you know what, they don't check all the boxes. Yeah. So let me go. And like I always hear, sometimes you gotta have some, if you're women or men, you gotta have these deal breakers. These deal breakers, like, okay, you know what? If this is my deal breaker, if this is not on the list, I'm sorry, I can't marry him. Yeah. So you gotta have these different deal breakers to determine if that's the person I want to be with, so that you're able to do things the right way. Because there's a lot of people marry for all the wrong reasons. Yes. They marry for money. They're trying to, because once you start that, you gotta continue. Yeah. And you gotta keep it up. And it's hard to keep up something. Yeah, a lie. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep alive forever and ever. And forever and ever in marriage. Because eventually you get tired. Like, man, how long I gotta continue to keep this lie going, or to continue to buy love? Yeah, just be honest. And find the person that's for you and they for you. And when it's like that, you'll realize you didn't have to buy them anything for their love.
and ask the hard questions too.
Yes,
as well.
ask the hard questions.
Yeah,
Yes,
things that can be very uncomfortable. In the first couple of months, weeks rather, that you guys are talking, even before you meet up in person, ask
the hard questions. Ask them.
You know, things like, you know, whatever that you might feel is hard at the time. I think one of our hards was, what was one of our hards? Yeah, I asked about the skeletons. Do you have any skeletons in your closets? Because mine is, I don't have any hair. And he actually said some of the skeletons that he has. And things that I've done that I'm not proud of, I put it out there. This is what I've done. Are you comfortable dating somebody who's done such things? And, you know, because I was in the world before, don't judge. I was not born saved. And yeah, and I remember him asking me how many guys I've dated. I couldn't give him a number. No, don't say the number.
I'm not gonna say it, but that was one of my deal breakers was that I didn't want no one with children.
Yeah.
I didn't want no one with. That was my deal breaker. If you had children, I'm sorry, I'm out. I don't care how nice you was. I don't care how I like you. If you got children, I don't want you. That was my deal breaker because.
Which was actually one of my deal breakers.
Yeah, because I like I said, I believe in true love. I believe in marriage. I believe in having children by one person.
You can't say true love.
Well,
you can have a child.
Having a child by one person.
Okay,
and
but don't say it's true love.
True love. You're right. You're right. But
because you can have a child and the father might pass away or things happen, this is life, and you break up.
Yes.
You know, and you can still find somebody with 3-4 kids and who will marry you with your children.
Yes.
So just say that was your deal breaker.
But that was my deal breaker.
As much as it was my deal breaker.
Yes, because I didn't want to go into marriage with I didn't want baby mama drama.
Yeah.
Baby daddy drama. I didn't want baby daddy drama. So that's something I didn't want to deal with. But I wanted someone who I could marry and we had to have children together. Yeah. I'm old school. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I believe the old school way.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry about it. That's
You're right. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Right.
But I do believe in meeting somebody, getting married, and having children by them. I want to be the father of all my children by one woman. That was my deal breaker. And so definitely. And ladies, again, please. When you're talking to somebody, don't give up the goods too soon.
Please.
Yes. You know.
Don't even give them up if you're Christian.
Yeah, be smart.
We believe in
save yourself.
Purity. No sex before marriage, and I believe that's what we did as well. Not I believe that's what we did as well. Because we really didn't want to come in with having holes in our marriage.
Yes.
You know, because we believe as Christians that could be an open door to certain things in your marriage. So we had agreed that we will not be intimate until we were married.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, once you do before marriage, now the individual will not learn you for who you are. Now it becomes emotional. You become emotionally involved, so you will overlook a lot of the red flags.
Right.
Because you already you're emotionally involved.
Emotionally.
Yeah, you're emotional.
But what do you say to people who, as we're about to round up, and we'll just to people who say, but I can't marry someone. In our language, we say. I
love Zulu. I'm a Zulu man. I don't know Zulu. I know a few words in Zulu, but I am going to learn Zulu.
And we'll have a session about that.
Yeah, I am a Zulu man. So can I greet him in Zulu real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Sabono. Oh, but because it's a group, Sunny Bayani.
Sunny Bonani.
Sunny Banani. Yes, Sunny Banani. But, so I am a Zulu man, so when she talks Zulu, it just does something to me.
Hallelujah. So go ahead. In Zulu, we say, Angikwazi ukuthenga ingulube esakeni. Which means, loosely translated as well, like I said, it's so hard to translate Zulu into English. I cannot buy a pig in its sack.
I cannot buy a pig in its sack.
In its sack. What? Which means, it's in a sack. How would I know what kind of pig it looks like?
Yes.
What if it's a pig that doesn't function? What if it's a dead pig? You know, what if it's a pig that's dysfunctional, or whatever the case is, or what if it's a pig that's too fat, or whatever, you know, so people want to actually try the pig.
And it's like that in America. But you still have to, if it's true, that's what, I have your boundaries. Again, it's very critical if you're saved. If that's the kind of man you want.
Yeah.
Make sure you ask God to send you that kind of man.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to second guess or like, oh, I gotta try. No, you don't want to try anything. You don't have to try nothing because you want to learn the individual for who they are. Yeah. You want to learn them.
Actually, I'm sorry, baby. Why are you saying that? Online, I talked to this one guy, but I'm actually, God is just bringing to my remembrance that I had actually dated somebody before I actually did the online thing. In real life, actually, this person saw me and they actually asked me out. And I remember this guy was very adamant about having intercourse with me. And I was like, it's not happening. And that's when I saw the red flags. Because I had told this guy, I'm saved. If you want to have intercourse, it's going to have to be a marriage. And he was so wanting to, you know, have intercourse with me. And that's when I saw the red flags and said, no, this is not it. And then I actually took some time off dating or whatever the case was, and then I pursued the online dating option. So as we round off, I think that was
very long. We didn't mean to go that long, but sometimes when we talk about relationship, it could go a little bit long. Some topics can go longer, but yeah, please, whatever you want from God, you know, so that you don't sin or so that you don't do something, because you don't want your emotions to get involved. Because once your emotions get involved, you can't see the red flags. Right. You can't see and you're gonna ignore the red flags. Yeah. And you don't want to no oops. We don't want no divorce. No. And even in the church, that's the biggest problems in the church with divorce. The divorce rate in the church is high. People getting married for intercourse. Yes. People getting married for the wrong reasons. Like Leonard said. Yeah. So definitely, when we have the benefit of the Holy Ghost and of being saved, because we can ask God our desires. And when we ask God our desire, God will give us exactly what we ask for. So
actually, He will give you exceedingly and abundantly. Let me tell you why as we close. I asked God for, that was actually top of my list, a God-fearing man. Lord, I just said, Lord, I'd love a God-fearing man. Guess what the Lord gives me? A pastor. I rest my case. Let's close.
Yes. So we truly thank God. We just thankful for this podcast today. And so it was an honor to serve.
Yes.
To serve on this podcast and just to bring out and talk about relationships and dating and online dating. So, you know, hopefully we can continue this conversation maybe on a later podcast. But now we want to talk about how you can listen to the podcast.
Right.
You know.
So how you'll find us in different podcast media platforms. I don't know how to say one of them. Say the other one, baby. So you'll find us on...
Just say Spotify.
Spotify.
And Apple Podcasts. And so when you follow us on if you're listening to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please follow. Hit the follow button and write a review. Write a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps us to reach more people.
And share.
Yes, and share. So definitely hit the follow button and write a review. It helps us a lot, and share the video. As well as if you listen to on YouTube.
We'd actually like you to help comment below on the comment section, because we read each and every one of them and try to respond to each and every one of them as well.
Yes, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as hit the notification bell. The notification bell, so that every time we on YouTube, you will get notified that we've
uploaded something.
Uploading a video. So definitely hit the subscribe button. Now, before we wrap up, honey, so how can they get to know you better?
All right, so follow us on social media at Lady Siza 1. It's going to be on your screens, so watch your screens. Lady Siza 1 at Lady Siza 1 on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Siza again, Zulu Chaplin. I said, have a notebook for that one. And you, baby?
Yeah, Caesar. But you know what? They might not know how to spell Caesar. Get it in your middle name.
Caesar Gele. Chaplin. I'm not gonna change it. Go ahead, baby.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram, LJ Chaplin 10, LJ Chaplin 10 on Instagram, and we are on all platforms, Chilling with the Chaplins. So if you want to get to know us more, Chilling with the Chaplins on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
And we do a lot of reels as well and some funny videos.
Yes.
Because we just love having fun.
We just love having fun.
And as we go, I would like to say in Zulu, because I will include a bit of Zulu in these episodes.
Okay.
I would say, Ginithanda nonke emakaya, which means we love you all. Take care. God bless you.
Take you.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week.
Amen.
Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza. Bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life.